Anyway, a fresh row has broken out between the Reform UK leader Nigel Farage and Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch.
Indeed. It follows the party claiming to have surpassed the total number of Conservative Party members, according to a digital tracker.
But Kemi Badenoch has slammed the announcement as fake and issuing misleading figures.
OK, Nigel Farage has since hit back, accusing her of being bitter, upset and angry.
Well, so with Reform gaining momentum, are we seeing a shift in the status quo?
Well, let's talk to the man himself, Reform UK's leader, Nigel Farage, MP. Nigel, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and congratulations, you have overtaken the Tory party, or have you?
Well, I mean, the idea that the leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition is accusing me of fraud is absolutely disgusting. She may be used to being in a party that lies to the British public. We are not. We put that digital tracker up a few days ago, showing every single person that goes online, gives us their postcode and pays us £25. Even since we went through that number yesterday morning, the numbers are rocketing. We're another 5,000 or 6,000 higher than we were. We went past the Conservative Party, and I know that Kemi Badenoch is well known for her aggression and for lashing out, but to accuse me of not understanding the digital age when I've got 5.5 million followers on social media and she's got fewer than a third of a million, frankly, was a bit rich. I'm sorry, but you know, the truth is there is a massive, as Cameron hinted a moment ago, the truth is there is a very big shift that is going on in British politics.
So, Nigel, what do you say to Kemi's allegation that it's a fake because of the back of the website, the coding on the back of the website or something has been ticking up the members artificially?
Well, she calls herself an engineer. Let me tell you, she's not even in the same league as our chairman, Zia Youssef, who has made vast amounts of money on tech and through digital media. And we have had our work confirmed by several independent sources overnight. If the Conservative Party want us to call in one of the big four auditors to check the validity of our numbers against the ballot papers that were sent out in the leadership contest, thousands of which went to lapsed Conservative members and those that had resigned earlier this year, I think if the truth came out, she'd be very, very embarrassed indeed. You know, I don't mind all sorts of comments being made about me, but to be accused by her of being a fraudster, I'm sorry, I am not going to let this rest.
OK, so what are you going to do, Nigel?
I will let you know in the next couple of days, but I will not let this rest. It's absolutely disgusting that she should accuse us of defrauding the British public. It is quite wrong in every way.
Are you implying there's some sort of legal action maybe coming?
I haven't implied anything. I've just said I will let you know my course of action in the next couple of days, and I will prove that these members are not fake.
Intriguing. Have you heard anything back from Kemi or the Tory party about your invitation to get the figures audited?
Not a thing. I don't suppose I will for a moment. They know as well as I do that many of those ballot papers they sent out last year were to lapsed members or those that had even sent in letters of resignation. Their membership figure, I would guess, is substantially lower than 131,000.
Nigel, a Conservative Party spokesperson has said that a vote for reform in this coming May's local elections is a vote for a Labour council. What do you say to that?
These are the last dyings and thrashings of a party that may have been around for a very long time, but right now the newest party in British politics has overtaken the oldest party in the Western world, and the only vote that'll be split is if they split our vote. We are now ahead of the Conservative Party geographically in more parts of the United Kingdom than they are. We are going to become the challengers of Labour. We are becoming the real opposition. They can say what they like. The Conservative brand is broken. So many broken promises, time and time again. People have had enough. They're looking for something fresh, new and honest.
Nigel, do you think that the Tories are finished? Is there any way back from this? I mean, they are losing our supporters hand over fist across the country.
No, I think they're done. I think they're done. I think in this current incarnation, as they are currently structured, it's over. They are done. Kemi Badenoch won the leadership contest, which effectively meant they'd voted for continuity. She's continuity, Kemi. It's more of the same. It's more failure. It's more deception. Tell the public you're going to be conservative. Govern the centre-left Liberals. People don't believe a word they say anymore.
You say they're done, Nigel. Kemi saying last night on Twitter that the Conservatives have gained thousands of new members since the leadership election, which obviously made her leader, and we're building quietly and steadily and not having to shout about it.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't believe a word that they say. All I can tell you that is true is if you put up the Reform UK election ticker or a membership ticker, you can see our membership going up. And we're still this morning, even early this morning, we're still rising by 2 or 3 every single minute. We have momentum, we have optimism, we're giving people a completely new kind of politics, and they're beginning to embrace it in very large numbers.
Nigel, are you going to be the next Prime Minister?
Oh, goodness gracious me, that's an awfully long way off. Let's get to May the 1st, shall we? Let's get to the English county elections. That, of course, is if between the Labour and Conservative parties, they don't cancel many of them, because that's the current talk this morning, is that in the counties where Reform is the strongest and looking like winning, they may even cancel the elections. So you can see it's not just Kemi that's worried, it's the Labour Party too, it's the entire British establishment. We've basically been through 100 years of a game of ping pong between Labour and the Conservatives, and nobody in the establishment wants anything to change. Well, I'll tell you what, the British people do.
Zia Youssef, your party chairman, says you are going to be the next Prime Minister. He has every confidence in you.
I'm delighted to hear it.
And what do you think? Would you like the job?
Ask me on May the 2nd how we're doing.
OK. Nigel, can we talk to you about the new members which you have gained in the last couple of months? Do you have any idea, a sense of the demographics of the kind of people in Britain who are becoming members of Reform?
Yeah, the average age is getting younger and younger and younger, and it's 25 quid to join the party, but I introduced last week a new £10 membership for students, basically, people under the age of 25. Many thousands of those are part of that big new surge that we've had. So, yeah, the average age of our members is coming down substantially. Now, of course, they come from across the board. Some come from the Tory party, some come from the Labour Party, but here's the important thing. Most people that are joining Reform, putting their names forward to be candidates, have never been in politics at any point in their lives. They just see a country that is in economic decline, that is in societal decline. They see a country in which nothing works. They believe that Britain is broken and Britain needs reform. These are mostly newbies that are getting involved in this because they're fearful, deeply fearful for the future of our country. And I have to say, I share that.
Nigel, talking of youngsters, some political commentators are saying the spat you and Kemi are engaged in is at best childish. What would you say to them?
Well, very childish and dishonest. And she's accused me of being a fraudster. What am I supposed to do? Say nothing? She is not facing up to the reality that under her leadership, the Conservative Party continues to die. So she's chosen to do what she's so well known for. She's lashed out in her usual aggressive, charmless manner. And I'm not engaged in a spat. I'm busy. I'm working. We're going to recruit thousands more members today. I've responded to these appalling comments. You'll hear more from me in the next couple of days as to what I'm going to do. But I will not take this lying down. This is disgraceful.
Nigel, just finally, you won millions of votes at the last election in July, but first past the post voting system in the United Kingdom kind of scuppered you a little bit. That didn't translate into many seats. Do you think something different may happen at the next general election?
It didn't scupper me a little bit, it scuppered me a lot, didn't it? I mean, had it been a proportional system, it would have got nearly 100 seats. The thing about the first past the post system is you get to a number at which it inverts and goes the other way. Labour proved this with 1/3 of the vote and 2/3 of the seats. If you look at our poll ratings, say the last half a dozen that have come out, at least from reputable pollsters that choose to prompt us, some still don't put Reform UK on the choice list, which seems almost unbelievable, but sums up my point about the establishment not wanting change. We are 50% up from where we were on general election day on July the 4th, right? We're 50% up pretty consistently. Another 50% and we will form a majority government.
Okay.
Indeed. Nigel Farage. Oh, by the way, just quickly, lawyers are back open today if you needed to talk to a lawyer about whatever you're going to do in the next couple of days.
I can assure you, Dawn, given the life I've lived over the last 10 years, I've got lawyers on 24 hours now.
Nigel Farage, thank you very much. Leader of Reform UK, as if you didn't know, on That Spat with Kemi Badenoch. Thank you very much, Nigel.